think about today's practice?
Not a lot of energy. You know, we've got a bunch of guys dinged up right now and not going, so more guys got to step up and more communication. So, you know, not our best practice for sure. Like I said, we got to have guys step up because we got a lot of guys dinged up. You know, some impact players that are going to be out, so we got to be ready to overcome that and go face a really, really good football team on the road.
You have that injury report that will come out later today. And given what you're saying there, is there any certain positions that you're concerned about?
Yeah, I mean, X is going to be out for the game probably the next few weeks. You know, Jalen Moss, who I thought was going to be back, you know, he's sick, and so he's got to stay away from the team, so he's out. He'll be out for the game. And then Montana's questionable at best. I don't know what they call that. The medical team will determine what they call that at best. So we got a few other guys dinged up across the board. So we just got to get back healthy. We got to go. We try to play our best football game.
You're training some guys in some different roles in the secondary as part of that, and how's that coming along?
My biggest thing is you play the best 11. I don't care if you play one call the entire game on offense or defense. You have a pass play and a run play, and you play one defense. You get your best 11 on the field. So I'm just making sure that regardless of what happens, regardless of who takes the field, we feel like it's our best 11 players before scheme.
And when you're playing,
the absence of Moss really forced you to play a lot of two tight end formations. How do you evaluate that formation for swing?
It's been good for us. You know, we played really good football, especially offensively. I feel like in the last 6 quarters, I think we played really clean, good football, efficient football. You know, I've always said points per game is not relevant to me. It's all about points per possession. And right now in those last 6 quarters, our points per possession is fairly high. You know, it'd be in the upper echelon of offenses. So we got to continue to keep points per possession high.
How has the injury report logistically changed your week, if at all?
Not at all. That's just, I just let the medical people say what their ranking is on the player. I'm not trying to play games with it. Like, no gamesmanship. Wherever they're at. So yeah, that really doesn't change my week.
What are your thoughts on the depth and the ability for guys to step up into those spots where areas where you might need to fit this week?
That's a great challenge. It's awesome. You know, last year we didn't have many. You know, we stayed fairly healthy the entire year. That's one of the, you know, a great advantage in the game of football. This year we're a little dinged up. You can feel it in practice. Even the guys that are practicing, just they feel dinged up. So it's not for a lack of want to. It's just a lack of their bodies not feeling good to practice because of the depth. So we got to just have guys step up and play our best game.
Do you adjust what you're doing in practice at all to kind of get guys through it a little bit?
A little bit, but you still, it takes what it takes. So like naturally, guys are going to lower themselves to what they can do. We do adjust throughout the season, and obviously guys that are dinged up, we don't practice right as much. So to answer your question, yes, but it doesn't like drastically change what we do. Later in the season, we'll do it as on a mass scale. But this early in the season, if we scale everything down so fast, we're going to see our conditioning level fall, and we're going to be a worse team at the end of the year.
You've talked about the depth and the team having more depth this year than in past years, so hopefully you can absorb these injuries better than you might have a year ago or 2 years?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I agree with that. You still never want guys to go down. You never want to be in this scenario, but it is what it is. Football teams is what you do. You got to rise. You got to overcome. No excuses. You got to go play your best football. You got to do your best job as a coach to put the players that are playing in the best position to succeed. You have to have plans and backup plans for if things happen. Dual training guys, and I think that's what you saw today.
I asked Coach Ward about Michael Trigg yesterday, and he was talking about how he moves like an NFL wide receiver, how versatile he is. How challenging is it to prepare for a player that unique?
Very challenging. I actually recruited Trigg when I was at Florida State. We were close to, we were one of the schools. I felt like we were close to getting him, so I know a lot about him. He's a really good football player, really athletic. They don't just use him as a wideout; they use him as a blocker. They bring him in the core. They motion him in the core to block. So I think they'll play on Sundays for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.